Hey, Entreleader. Happy Monday and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my page. My name is Dr. Charity C. Campbell, and I am just thrilled and excited to have you with me on today. I can't believe that it is already the next to the last Monday in this year. Like literally, next Monday is the last Monday in this year. And when I realized that, it kind of messed with me for a little bit. Like, I know this year seemed like it was going a little bit slow at first, but then somehow, some way, it just went on speed. It just zipped like, old school Speedy Gonzalez. That's exactly how I feel this year has been zipping by. And so this is actually my last live stream for 2021. And I'll be telling you why in a little bit. I'll be sharing that information with you in a little bit. But for those of you who are completely brand new to my channel, you have no idea who I am, you are new to Dr. Charity TV, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Charity C. Campbell, and I am a world-class millennial global leader, a multi-passionate entrepreneur, an academic professional, international speaker, mentor, digital organization development, and leadership specialist. I help millennial multi-passionate entreleaders go from clutter to clarity, improve communication skills, and harness their greatest potential without losing balance. And one of the ways that I do this is that every Monday, with the exception of next Monday, I bring some motivation to your screens with our weekly Let's Talk series. Now, my aim is to uplift and encourage you at the start of the week so that you have what you need to get through and be fueled for the rest of the week. And today we are talking about the dangers of playing small, the dangers of playing small. And this right here is actually from my own personal experience, some of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you. And so if you are watching live, go ahead and drop a comment in the section below. If you're watching live on YouTube, you're watching live on Facebook. If you're watching live on LinkedIn, I won't be able to see your comments on LinkedIn here, but I can go back and watch see the comments and respond. So if you are here live, please go ahead. I want to acknowledge you and say hello and good morning to you if you're on the East Coast in America. And if you are tuning in from China, like where I live, or any other part of the world, good afternoon and good evening. So also, for those of you who are new to me, please be advised that I am a kingdom believer and an entreleader. So most times I do employ scriptures and quotes of positivity on my live streams. And so, hello there, Damian Leach. And so with that said, let's read the scripture for today. And the scripture says, "Do not be conformed to this age, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind so that you may discern what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God." Seems simple enough, right? But it's not. Let's read it once again. It says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind so that you may discern what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God." And the word of the Lord is already blessed. So today we are, as I said before, we're talking about the dangers of playing small. And what do I mean by playing small? Being someone less than God created you to be. Basically, being less than. I did that, believe it or not. For those you all know by now that I live in China. When I came to China, I was burnt out. I was burnt out from school. I was burnt out from ministry. I was burnt out from responsibilities. I didn't want to be a leader in that season of my life. I just wanted to be normal. I wanted to be ordinary. And I want you to hear my heart for everything that I'm about to share with you on today, because I believe that this is going to help somebody, or else God would have given me something else to talk about. So I didn't want any responsibility. I didn't want people to know the me in America. I didn't want them to know, Minister Campbell. I didn't want them to know Dr. Campbell. I just wanted to be charity. I wanted to be the type of charity who was just average. So I came to China not looking average, okay? Never looked average a day of my life, but I came to China with the mentality of, I'm going to be average. I transformed my mind, but not in the way that I should have. I took on the mindset of, I'm going to take a seat back. I'm just going to chill. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to work my little job for a year, and that's it. That's it. I just, if I get a chance to explore the world, that'd be great. And what happened was I did not do that. I actually came and I played small. And there would always be times within where I knew, like, the Holy Spirit would be like, whew, you are definitely not being the woman that I created you to be. Like, you're actually trying to live a normal, regular life. You're trying to be small. And good and well, that's not how I created you to be. But for me, playing small was comfortable. For me, playing small meant that I didn't have any risk that I needed to take. I didn't have the risk of rejection. I didn't have the risk of failure. I didn't have any risk whatsoever. I could just relax. I could just chill. I could just be average. And so I allowed that mentality to follow me, except for when I stepped back on U.S. soil. Oh, honey, when I stepped back on U.S. soil, immediately, automatically, I knew that the armor of responsibility would be back on me. As soon as I would step on U.S. soil, I knew that who I left as, she had to come back. She had to come back now. You now have responsibility. You put your hat back on. You can't just be average, can't be normal, because people are going to look at you like you're crazy because you were never that way to begin with. And so every time I would come back to the States, I would get a little supercharge. I would get like a little supercharge, and then I would leave and come back to China, and I would say, but I don't want the responsibility. So I would play small. And I don't want to get ahead of myself because there's a point that I'm going to make about playing small. But who you are when you play small is who people will always see you as. First impressions are everything, right? First impressions are everything. So when you come and you are introducing yourself and you're not saying, hi, I'm Dr. Charity, you just say, hey, you could just call me Charity, but you have a doctorate? Yeah, but it's okay. People will see you as that and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, that's what she wants. I mean, I'm just, and the way that they treat you based on how you instructed them to treat you is the way they will continue to treat you. So then I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me dial it back. Let me come back. Okay. And also, if you're getting some value out of this already, or you think that there is somebody who is on your timeline or somebody who you are connected to who needs to hear this, I ask you to please don't be stingy. Go ahead and share this. Also hit the like button. I have a goal to get to at least 10 likes on this video, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on LinkedIn or YouTube. I appreciate you for sharing. So don't be stingy. Go ahead and share. So let's come back to what happened. I came and China was like my escape. It was the perfect way for me to play small because nobody knew me here. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew that I had any type of responsibility. Nobody knew anything about my degrees. Nobody knew anything about my education. They ain't know nothing about my prayer life or anything like that. They just knew that there was something different about me. And I was okay with them knowing just that. There's something different about me. Yes, honey. Now, I don't mind telling people about Jesus. I would always do that. But as far as me being a leader, what happens? Oh, it's a terrible thing when a leader doesn't want to lead. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing when you have a leader who no longer wants to lead because they've been burnt out or because they just need a break. And the problem with taking a break is that sometimes you don't come back. Depending on how burnt out you are, sometimes you don't come back until it's, I don't want to say too late, but until it's late enough. And that was me. I needed the break. I needed to just be normal. Normal will cost you. Now, this isn't for everybody, because there are some people who are normal, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. God bless you. May God keep you. But I'm talking to every last person who is watching this, whether live or on the replay, and you know that you have an extraordinary purpose. You know that you were called for something bigger than this. You know that you are not living in your purpose. You know that you're not living out your passion. You know that you're not being fulfilled in your destiny. Time is ticking, time is going by, and you're sitting there wondering, what in the world is going on in my life? I'm talking to you. That's who I'm talking to today. Okay. And for those of you who do not find yourself in that situation, we thank you for supporting us. Okay. Because we need the help. So let me tell you the dangers of playing small. The first thing that I need you to know is that God didn't create you to be small so you can fit the status quo. He called you to be big so that you can break forth, bust out, do something marvelous and magnificent. You were created in his likeness and in his image. Okay. Now, what you see is this picture right here is a lady wearing a mask. That's what we do when we play small. We wear a mask. We try to hide who we truly are. We try to hide who we were created to be, all for the sake of not taking risk. All for the sake of hiding behind what we feel will keep us secure. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous because playing small, all it does is it reveals your insecurity. It reveals your insecurities about who you are, who God created you to be. It reveals your insecurities and your fears about taking that next step, about launching out and branching out. It reveals all of those things. All of those things. Which brings me to the second point. Not only did God not create you to be small so you can fit the status quo, but playing small will delay finding your passion and your purpose by causing you to not develop your greatest potential. How in the world are you going to develop into the man or into the woman, to the entrepreneur, to the leader, to the financial guru, to the educator? How are you going to develop into that person that you were created to be if you keep playing small? How? Please tell me, because in my years of playing small, and I thank God for the wake-up call, but in my years of playing small, it didn't happen like that. As a matter of fact, the delay just kept happening. And the longer the delay was, the more confused I became. I started wondering if I was even supposed to be in business. I started wondering if my degrees even mattered. I started wondering if I was wise enough or intelligent enough. I started questioning my own education. And I'm not just talking about my book sense. I'm talking about my Bible sense. I'm talking about all of it. I started questioning because I allowed myself to get off track, because I didn't renew my mind the way that it should have been renewed. Because I started thinking in a way where I could be lazy with my faith. Because choosing to believe that God had something greater in store for me was just too difficult to deal with. It was too much to fathom. And so being normal, being average, taking a seat back, just chilling, which it was safer. It felt safer. And so the pandemic happened. Okay, the pandemic happened. And I was in Africa. I was touring around Africa on country number 6. And I had to go back to the States. I was trying to come back to China. I tried everything I possibly could to come back to China because I felt like, you know what? I just need to get back to China and I'll be fine. Okay. I apologize in advance if we're having some connectivity issues. Okay. I apologize for that. But hopefully it's getting better. All right. But so I had to go back to the States, and what was only supposed to be a few weeks turned into almost a whole year. And while I was there, the Holy Spirit was like, I have you now. Now I have your attention. I am not going to allow you to mess up this season. I'm not going to allow you to mess up this next chapter. If you don't get this right, okay, I apologize. I see it's freezing up. My apologies, y'all. But the Holy Spirit was like, if you don't get this right, you're going to miss your destiny. I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm going to give you one more chance to get this thing right, girl. You just got one more. And if you go back playing small, then you forfeit the big. Listen, if you choose to play small, if you choose that that's what you want to do, if you're going to continue to play small, then you forfeit the big. And so I was like, nope, I don't want to forfeit the big. The big is scary because you don't know what the big entails. And he's not going to tell you everything because it's on a need to know basis. You don't need to know yet what the big entails. You just need to know whether or not you're going to do it and stick to it. That's it. And so he was like, the time and the place for you to play small in this area where I have sent you to is over. Okay. It's over. The time and the season for you to play small is over. You need to get yourself together so that you can do what I have asked you to do and called you to do before you need to move on to the next place. And so all last year in 2020, he was preparing my mind. He was preparing my heart. He was getting myself together. Yes. Yes. If you choose to play small, you forfeit the big. He was getting me together. And he told me, he said, I'm going to give you another chance. Now, you can't worry about people who you introduce to yourself, to them, you introduce yourself to as the smaller you. That's on your fault. He said, but don't worry about it. Don't worry. If they're supposed to be in your life, they will stay in your life. I will keep them in your life. If not, then non-factor. On to the next thing. When I returned to China knowing that I had a mandate to not play small anymore. I knew that time was winding up. So I needed to get here and do what I should have did back in 2017. I needed to get here and have my mindset straight and right for the purpose that I needed to fulfill when I first came in 2017. But y'all, I promise you, I was so busy trying to be like, you know what? We don't need no, I'm just trying to chill. I don't want no responsibility. None of that. I'm okay. Well, that's not really how it worked. Okay. That's not really how it worked. So what happened was, I came back and y'all, the craziest transition of my life happened with the quarantine in Xiamen, China. And what was supposed to be a 14-day quarantine period turned into a 59-day quarantine period. You're not mishearing me, okay? What was supposed to be 14 days turned into 59 days. This is at the beginning of this year, okay? And there were so many things that happened. But because there was an assignment and because there was a divine appointment of destiny that I attended, that I was a part of in the beginning of January, God flipped that thing around. And who I was, the bigger me was able to survive 59 days of quarantine, 16 of which I was locked away in a room with no windows, no doors, double doors, by the way. Okay. I was locked away and the smaller me would not have survived that. But because I had an appointment with destiny and because I came back with the right mindset, with a bigger mindset, we were good. Now, there was some times when I was like, okay, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to survive this, but I ended up making it through. And then every single thing that happened to me this year after the fact, as a result, the chaos and also the blessing, the bigger me understood how to handle it through prayer, through pausing, okay? Because sometimes you got to pause before you pray, honey. Listen, sometimes you got to pause before you pray because things just be coming at you and you be like, wait a minute now. I need a break. I really need a break because all this stuff that's happening right now, I wasn't ready for this. You know, one bad thing just happened. Here I think I'm about to get a little break. And now the next thing, This year was that way for me. This year was that way for me. But the bigger me came here, she not playing. Like she was like, okay, we stuck in quarantine. Let's create. This is the season to create. Let's have some creative communion with the Father. Let's get these brands continue to pop. Let's show up consistently. Let's design. Let's do all the things we need to do because we are here on a mission. And you got to keep that mission in mind. You got to keep that mission in mind because life will happen. Situations are going to come to you that will make you want to shrink back and play small. But God is like, I created you to be big. I did. I created you to be big. So stay big. Stay big. Y'all, I came back to my city and I expected for people to treat me like the big me. But I left as the small me. I left small. Yeah, I still had doctor in front of my name, but call me Charity. It's okay. Just call me. No, it's all right. We homegirls. Girl, bye. Sir, no. But if I was the leader that I had supposed to be, instead of, allowing insecurity and fear cause me to shrink back, it wouldn't have been a problem. But when I came back as a different person to my environment still, they thought I was still the same me that they met. It was my fault. And so that's the third thing I want to tell you. Playing small, woo, honey, when you play small, you stay small in the eyes of people who met the small you. I'm going to say that again. When you play small, you stay small in the eyes of the people who met the small you. And guess what, hon? You can't get upset with them. That's not their fault. They're just treating you the way that you told them to. So you can't get upset with them. Just because all of a sudden you've been reborn. All of a sudden you've been reborn and you came back to your senses and you're like, okay, I'm ready for thou to useth me, Father, as the biggest me. They like, okay, especially if they're non-believers. If they're non-believers, they're going to be like, oh, you acting funny. You different now. No, I was acting funny before, truth be told. Truth be told, that was the fake me. That wasn't the real me. And I have met some more. The reason why I'm sharing all of this with you is because over the past few months, I have met some really amazing people. As I am ending my time here in this city, I have met some amazing people. And the thing is, I asked them, how long have you been here? I'm thinking they're going to say only a few months, or they came during the pandemic. They've been in this city for longer than I have been. And the question we always ask each other is, why haven't I met you before? Why? And in my mind, I always tell myself, because they didn't need to meet the small you. They did not need to meet that you that was really, trying to just relax, not have responsibility, not be the leader, allowing people to make mistakes and not helping them. Come on. You think that you ain't going to be held accountable for that? You're a leader. It doesn't matter where you go. You are a millennial global leader, and you're supposed to be building other leaders. Generation Z, other millennials. You're supposed to be building other leaders, but you too busy trying to chill because you don't want responsibility? Really? And so I met these amazing people, and every single time we always sitting at the table saying, why didn't we meet each other before? Because had I met you before, we probably wouldn't like each other. Because these are more mature people that I'm meeting now. These are more mature people who they have been in the city for some time. They have, they have great personalities and we click, we hit it off really well. And it's always like, I can't believe I'm just meeting you now and you're about to leave. You're about to move. And the Holy Spirit always tells me it's because they didn't need to meet the small you. They need the big you. And that's who you show up as. Who you show up as, especially under the first impression, is who people will come to or run from. You have no right to play small. I'm just telling you from personal experience. You have no right to play small, because when you play small, you deprive people who need you of actually being in your presence, of actually learning from you. So I said, okay, all right, Lord, you ain't got to worry about me playing small. And I'm sharing this with you because all of this, my atmosphere, my environment, my city is all changing. And it's changing. I'm out with the old 2021. I'm ending it. 2022, I'm starting in the new. And, I didn't mean to rhyme. That just rhymed. Go ahead, preacher. Somebody could take it. 2022, I'm starting in the new. Okay. I didn't mean for that to rhyme for coming out like that, but it just did. But that is literally. Hey, Ashley, she said I came in at the perfect time. Y'all tell me if it freezes up, okay? Because on my devices, it looks like it's freezing up. If it's freezing, please let me know. If you can see clearly, please say, nope, it's clear, okay? Just let me know. But listen, 2022, I have vowed. 2021 was the year for me to vow to not be small anymore. No small relationships, no small friendships. And when I say small friendships, I mean the ones that don't contribute. They don't bring value. I can no longer serve them and they can no longer serve me. And I've done the same with professional relationships, personal, professional. Honey, if you're going to grow, you can't play small. You cannot play small. And if you're going to grow, if you're going to develop that greatness and that potential on the inside of you, you cannot try to fit into the status quo. You are too big to fit into anything outside of the purpose that God created for you. So why are you trying to do it? Every time we play small, we tell God that his masterpiece isn't good enough. Every time that we play small, we tell God that his destiny, his purpose that he has for us is not enough. Every time that we play small, and you think about it, it's ironic because it's like I'm playing small, but what he has for me is bigger than where I am, but maybe it's not good enough, or maybe I'm not good enough. Remember I said in the beginning, playing small reveals your insecurities. Playing small shows just how insecure you really are. You're trying to take a step back, and don't come up here with that false humility. Okay? Don't come with false humility. That's actually a cultural thing here in China. When someone gives you a compliment, you're supposed to say, "Oh, no, thank you." You're supposed to have that false humility. And so whenever people give me a compliment, I'd be like, "I know, boo, thank you." And they always look at me, for those who know me, especially my professional colleagues, those who know me and they're Chinese, they always laugh and they say, "Oh, I wish I could be like you." I said, be just like that. If you want to, you don't have to say, "Oh, no." They say, well, in China, the culture is that you are very humble. If somebody give you a compliment, I said, well, I understand that. I said, but I'm not going to fake humility, because then that's just pride. False humility is pride. Now, if I'm going to be humble, I'm going to be humble. I will tell you, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Honestly, that just blessed me. I have no problem with that. But if you're telling me something that I already know and you want me to be fake humble about it, that's just pride. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, no, oh, stop." I'm going to be like, "Thank you. You telling the truth, boo." I mean, when you play small, is there a little piece of pride that's involved there somewhere? Like, is there a little bit of puffed up chest there somewhere that's saying, "You know what, God, I think I'm okay. I'm just going to play small today. I'm just going to go into the office. I'm going to keep my head low. I'm not going to make any noise. I'm just going to be hidden." And the dangers of being hidden is that when it's time for you to be revealed, people ain't going to be looking for you. Whoa, that came out so fast. What? Say it again. The dangers. Did you hear that? If you heard that, type in the comments and say, "Oh, I heard that." Let me know that you heard it. If you heard that in the comments, type in and say, "Oh, I heard that." The dangers of being hidden I'm going to try and say it again. The dangers of being hidden is that when it is time for you to be revealed, nobody is going to see you because they're not looking for you. That's not exactly how I said it the first time, but child, is close enough. Who are they going to be looking for? Who are they going to look for if they weren't even able to find you before? They couldn't see you before because you were hidden, because you were trying to play small. So let me tell you, 2022, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Let me tell you something. If you were able to survive the year like I had this year in 2021, you would be like, you know what? Nah, we ain't taking this. There is no double take. No. This ain't no happened in 2021. Happened the same thing in 2022. No. No. When I tell you that I'm coming bigger, God, let me calm down because I'm getting heated. When I tell you I'm coming bigger, when I tell you I'm coming better, when I tell you I'm coming stronger, when I tell you that I'm coming in literally, I come in the volume of the book that is written of me. That book is still being written, and that volume is a thick volume. 2022 is not ready. All I'm telling you is the me that was playing small, the me that wanted to be hidden, the me that actually was hidden. 2017, 2018, 2019, Peekaboo. See me all you want to. I'm here. I am here. And in 2022, listen, algorithm, I do not care. I'm being everywhere. Everywhere that I possibly can be, I'm going to be there. I don't care about anybody's algorithm. I am going to trust God and hustle. When I take trust and I put it with hustle, I trustle. That's it. It's over here somewhere. Actually, I'm packing. I'm packing. So it probably was over here somewhere. But honey, I am trustling. Why? Because what God has for me that I almost forfeited because I was playing small. Nah, it's still within my grasp. I might have been delayed a little bit. But when I tell you I am being slingshotted, that's not how you say the word, by the way. But I am being slingshotted. Everything that has happened since. I told y'all last week that I had something that I was going to share with y'all. So I do have something that I'm going to share with you. Okay, I promise I'm going to share it with you. Everything that has happened since breaking, or not breaking, but ending my contract with my university. Since the opportunity was taken away anyway. Everything that has happened. I am so grateful that that God gave my mother two wise children. And when I say two wise, I mean the eldest is the wisest. Okay. I did a podcast series with my brother. My blood brother. He was on 2 times, and he was telling me about when knowing it's your season, knowing when your season is up at a place and how to transition to the next place. Y'all, when I tell you these episodes and the recording that we did aired the week before I received the news that my contract was ending. He talked about, and I'll put the link to the video up in here somewhere after the live stream ends. So you can go back and you can watch it. But he talked about how you have to leave places in the right way. Sometimes we get so offended by what people have done to us and what people are doing to us that we fail to end a chapter the right way. We burn bridges. Forget about burning bridges. We tear the whole mountain down. We were like, no side over here, no side over here, no bridge. We just want it all gone and erased. But you can't do that. You cannot do that. Not if you call yourself a kingdom believer. You have no idea what God is going to do with the person who you may be offended with, or, the director or the manager or the boss or whoever. You have no idea what God wants to do with you or through you in front of them as you move forward in life. And so I was in a place where I really wanted to be petty. But I didn't have enough energy to be petty. I was like, 2021 done took all of that from me. I don't have enough energy to be petty and to be consistent. Honey, coming up with this content and showing up all the time. I don't have time or energy to be petty and still be purposeful. Now, some people, they can do it. And I'm a little jealous because, listen, being petty with a little, being purposeful with a little pettiness, okay. But I just don't have the energy for it. So I decided that I was going to end the right. But now every single time, offense would try to rise up, because it would happen like a couple times a week. I would say what I needed to say and then pray what I needed to pray so that God could build up the bigger me. See, when you're small, petty is easy. When you're small, baby, listen. Y'all better hear me in these good old color purple flat twists on today. You hear me? Y'all better listen to these good old holiness flat twists. That would, come on, oil. Huh? Holy Spirit, activate. Y'all better listen on today. It's easy to be petty when you're playing small because you forget how important it is to forgive when you're playing big. And the thing is, I don't even want to say playing big because that's the problem. We play small because that's not who we are really created to be. We're not really created to be small. We're really big. But in order for us to play small or to be petty, we got to shrink down. And so every single time something would happen, Ashley, every single time something would come up, I would have to say what I need to say because there's no need of me bottling up anything. God knows my heart. He knows every single thing. So I'm just going to tell him anyway. Be like, Lord, now, I feel some type of way about this. And then I would pray what I need to pray, but not my will. Your will be done. Let me know what the will is though. Like, I mean, you just leave me out here. Like, where are we going? Where are we going? Huh? What? Are we leaving China? Are we going to another city? Do I still have an opportunity for business yet? I mean, before I leave, can I make the connections? Like, what do you want me to do? Huh? What do you want me to do? And so I listened to the episodes with my brother, and he was talking about how when it's God, opportunities and doors just open up. Y'all, when I tell you I had two contracts offered to me in the same day. 2 contracts in the same day. One is a university to continue on for next semester, but online, meaning I can travel wherever I want to in the world and I can still teach online. And it's a university here that I started with as my part-time university in China. And then the other is working, teaching executives that work for HP, work for another company that's here. And HP is Hewlett Packard. Yeah. And another company that's based here. It's an international company that's based here in China. And I was like, okay, but y'all, everything was coming at me so fast. Oh, Ashley, baby, when I tell you big is here, I'm not even playing right now. But when I tell you everything was happening so fast, because here I am trying to end the semester strong. And I'm having these contracts and these schedules being thrown to me, say, hey, we really need you to sign this. Is this okay? And we're talking about, schedules that, this was back in November, schedules that would begin in December for the executives. And then the university schedule doesn't begin till March, but they need to know everything now. And I'm just like, wait a minute. I'm not ready. And so I told myself, I'm going to say yes. I'm just going to say yes. And then we'll deal with the mess later. I said, if it turns into a messy situation, God, I'm going to say yes and deal with the mess later. But of course, when I say I mean you, because you're taking me out here. What are you doing, Lord? What are you doing? And he was like, nah, we playing big, baby. It's time to play big. So all of this stuff, finally, I finished my last class today. Now all I have to do is finals. God bless me with amazing international family who yesterday when I was teaching my last 6 classes doing final exams for them, they was downstairs packing up my kitchen and my pantry. Y'all, I'm not lying to you when I tell you that we are moving on and moving up. They're downstairs packing up my stuff, and they're like, Dr. C, what else do we need? Doctor, what else can we do? I'm like, look, I'm about to feed y'all. I'm fitting to feed you. You hear me? Because you are working, you are helping me while I am still doing this. And God is like, I told you. Listen, listen. God said, I told you. When you say yes to what I want you to do, and when you delight yourself in me, I will give you the desires of your heart. Y'all, listen, that's just one thing, okay? Let me tell you something. Last week, I told you that I may have some good news to share with you. Well, I do. When I finally decided to move, I said, all right, God, let's do it. I mean, let's do a year and see what happens with business within that year. Let's just see what you got going for me here. What I believe I was supposed to be doing back in 2017. You're giving me time before I do leave the country and go elsewhere. Let's do this. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and move because I'm not playing small anymore. We're going to take these big, huge, scary leaps of faith, and we're just going to do it. So, I was a little bit reluctant to do this, but I talked to my landlord about leaving, because I still have until March for my lease, my current lease. Can't believe it. I've been here almost a year, but I still have to March for my current lease. And I said, I apologize, but I have to tell you that I'm going to be leaving. My university did not renew my contract, and so I have to go. And he was really cool about it, actually. But he did tell me, he was like, well, if you leave now, then you have to pay an additional 2 months of rent. I was like, mm-mm. 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 And he showed me in the contract. I was like, mm-mm. He was like, can you find somebody to rent the place? I was like, I don't know nobody. Not anybody it's the winter time. I don't know anybody. And so God gave me so much favor with this man. He said, well, I tell you what, you just pay for this was back in December, the beginning of December, before I paid for this month. He was like, you just pay for this month, and then I'll go ahead and start advertising for someone to move in. I said, okay. I mean, that's fair. I'm the one who has to break the contract, which I hate, so that's fair. And he was like, and I'll just keep your deposit. And I said, well, if you see what I did to these walls, you see what I did to this here apartment, even though it looked good, you won't gonna give me that deposit back anyway. So I said, that's fair. That's fair. I wasn't expecting to get the deposit back anyway. So I said, okay, that's fair. Y'all, 4 to 5 days later, I get a text message while I'm teaching. I get a text message from a lovely lady that I met when I went hiking back in October. Because, I'm here in China, in Dalian. I felt like my time was winding up. So I need to maximize being in this city and share as much with you as I can on my travel brand, with my travel brand. And so I met this wonderful lady hiking. Okay. She sends me a message. She was like, hey, I'm transferring over to Doofy, which is the university I currently work for. She said, hey, I'm transferring over to Doofy, and I'm looking for a place to stay. Do you like where you live? And I was like, you playing? I literally stopped my lesson. I was like, you playing? Now, this man asked me a few days ago if I knew somebody. I was like, honey, I love it. In fact, I love it so much, I wish I could take it with me, but I can't. I need somebody to take over my lease. And she was like, wait, what? You're moving? You're leaving? We just met. I told y'all. I've been meeting a lot of people, and they're like, listen. So I said, you know what? And so here's the thing. We start talking about it because this place, of course, I got this place because it's close to my university. So, she was interested, and I said, oh, it's frozen? Is it still frozen? That's actually that's a cute pose though. Is it still frozen? Are we it looks like it's frozen. It is. Are we still frozen? Let me see. Ah! Is it still frozen? I apologize for that. Are we good? Are we good now? See? Hold on. You let me know. Yeah, it's still frozen. Oh, I'm back. Okay, good to go. All right. Okay, we good to go now. I don't see anything moving. Okay, I apologize to y'all for that freedom. Y'all know I live in China. Y'all pray that my next place though, that it's got some really good like satellites or something, so that we don't have to deal with this, because this is a lot to deal with. Okay, it's a lot to deal with. I don't want to be dealing with all of it. Lord, mercy, she's here frozen again. Mhm. Okay, hold on one moment, y'all. We're asking the Lord to walk with us. Hopefully we're good. Am I back? Am I back? I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Okay. I'm gonna act like I'm back. Okay, good. Good. I was about to say I'm gonna act like I'm back. Okay. Y'all pray that my next place has some real strong internet. Okay, because we can't be all right. So she and I talk. She and I were talking about the place. We're just, she's telling me about the different places that she's seen, that she's been to. And I say, in my mind, this is exactly what I said. She said, "Now tell the gladness of the Lord." I am gladness and goodness. I promise I am. Okay. So let me tell you what happened. And I apologize once again for the connection, but this is China. So I said, this is exactly what I said. I said, God, I'm not going to tell her what I paid just yet. I said, but I pray it's within her budget. No sooner, and I'm not exaggerating, okay, because I don't have time for that. No sooner than I said that prayer, she says, well, my budget is between 3,000 and 4,000. Now, mind you, we're not talking about USD, okay? We're talking about Chinese renminbi, okay? We're talking about Chinese renminbi. So she said, well, my budget is between 3,000 and 4,000. I was like, what a coincidence. I paid 3,700. This place was meant for you. Y'all, when I tell you, I was like, no, literally, like, I'm 300 under what you talking about. Come on here. So I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. Let's meet up. You can come and see the place, and then we could talk about if you like it or not. We'll grab dinner, which is, in the area right where we at, because I live in another like shopping center. Let's go ahead and you can see the place. So I told my Ashley, you don't even, I have to tell y'all the whole thing. Okay. I have to tell you, he moving real fast. Okay. He moving faster than what I was planning. He's definitely moving faster than what I was planning, because the thing is, I was planning to move the middle of January 14th to be exact. And she said to me, she said, well, with my current university, I need to be out by the 30th. I was like, ooh, girl, I'm not leaving until the 14th. So, maybe we could try to work something out. And I had already scheduled my tickets and everything, right? But that Sunday night, I said, well, let me just see what it would be for me to change my ticket. How much? Of course, the price was high. Of course, the price was high. But I was like, okay, well, the longer you wait to change your flight, especially if you're moving it up, it's going to be more expensive. So I just said, okay, let me just wait and see. So 2 days later, she comes to visit the place. Good morning, Sugarfoots. 2 days later, she comes and visits the place. And my vice dean had told me the day before, she said, now, when she sees your place, she's going to fall in love with it. I said, you think so? She said, I fall in love with your place. She's Chinese. She was like, I fall in love with your place. I'm like, okay. So we go to dinner, and then she comes over to my place. And y'all know my favorite window seat, the one where I sit there and I commune with the Holy Spirit. The one where I look out the window and I'm sitting on all these these cushiony pillows. So I told her, I said, go ahead, sit wherever you want to sit. And she went and she crawled into that spot, my spot. And I looked at her when she crawled in there. I was like, okay, she gonna want this, right? I was like, you want some coffee or tea? She said, yeah, I'll take some coffee. So I made her some coffee. She's sitting over there, crawled up in the corner exactly like I do, which, by the way, she's never seen me in that corner because she's never been over here before. She's exactly crawled up, sitting in the corner, just like I do. And she's sipping on her coffee, just enjoying my Christmas decorations downstairs and looking out the thing. And I'm like, yeah, she's going to take it. Like, she's going to want this place because I would want this place if I saw it and it looks like this. Long story short, she wants it. She wants it. And so I said, I'll create a group chat with me, you, and the landlord tomorrow morning, because it was late by the time she left. And she was like, I don't want to leave. I just want to stay here. I was like, well, you got to leave tonight. And you can come back. But you're going to have to leave tonight. Girl, I got to get ready for work. So I made the group the next morning. And I told the landlord, y'all, when I tell you this man was so happy. He was so happy. He was like, wow, so fast. How did you find somebody? I said, I didn't. They found me. They found me because God sent that baby to me a few days after you asked me if I could find someone. I couldn't find anybody. I didn't even know that she would get the job of the position. And it's so funny because my godmother said, honey, you ain't got to go home, but you got to go right now, okay? Because it's time for me to get my life together. You can't be sitting in my spot the whole night. So my godmother said, it's amazing how God will bless people just so he can bless you, just so he can get the blessing that he's trying to get to you. So God blesses other people so that they can help push you and move you along. And so I told the owner, and I said, but she needs to move in at the end of the month. Now, remember, I told you my goal was to move on January 14th. So I did. I checked and I was like, okay, let me just see how much it would cost to change my plane ticket. And it was expensive to change it for the same time of day moved up. So I said, well, what happened? Oh, now this was after. So I talked to my best friend as well. And I told him, I said, I'm just going to come early. I said, I'm coming on the 31st and I want to go to church. I said, I want to go to church. I want to spend the new year in church. I want to spend the old year in church, going into the new year in church, And he was like, really? Yeah, you know the type of Christians we are. Why are you surprised? And he was like, okay, we could go here. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, you can go too if you want to, but I was going to go by myself because this is just how this year has been so much for me that I really need to spend. I need to end it in the physical, like the four walls presence of God, and go into the new year in the four walls presence of God. Even though I know that you can create your own house anywhere, that's fine. Take me to church. I need to go to somebody's church on New Year's. So he was like, okay, well, I mean, I was invited to a party, but I'd rather go to church instead. I know you would. So that's the thing. So instead of me saying, okay, I'm going to arrive on the 31st, which is what we were trying to do, I said, nope, I'm coming on the 30th. And the lady got me the cheapest ticket for the 30th, which is a night flight. I said, that's perfectly fine. I grabbed a hotel in my neighborhood. Okay. And I'm just like, all right, I'm good to go. Now, let me tell you what happened. I had been looking for apartments. If you're still following me, I'm sorry, y'all. I speak so fast when I get excited. If you're still following me, tell me in the comments. Let me say, no, girl, go ahead. We listening. Because I mean, I have not come up for air. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to tell you the goodness. I'm just trying to tell you the goodness. So y'all let me know. Are we good? Can I keep going with what happened? Are we good? Y'all let me know. I'm going to wait for a moment. Because I'm sitting here. I mean, she said, go ahead. I'm listening. Okay. All right, then. So I had been shopping around for places. Now I have two business partners. God is good. I have two business partners, both Chinese women, and one, she lives in Beijing. We met in Beijing. In 2018. That's why God will never waste your years. God will make sure that somehow, some way you benefit from the years of that the cankerworm and the. You better restore years, Father. Okay. Sorry. We was going back into Isaiah. But listen here. I have two business partners. One lives in Beijing and the other lives in Guangzhou. And they're both Chinese, very, very, very lovely women. And so, the one in Guangzhou, we're communicating back and forth because we're trying to find me a place to stay. And she was like, I think I know your style. All women want the same type of style. We want glamour. We want fashion. I was like, listen, honey, give me some space. I have to have a studio that I got to put together. I got to have an office. Like, make sure I got space. But yes, all the other stuff as well, because we got to make it look good. So we're searching. I'm finding places that are just like this, a little bit cheaper, which is surprising for us, because the city that I'm moving to is actually one of the largest cities in China. It is known for entrepreneurship. That's where all entrepreneurs really flock to. And so, I mean, it's crazy. Okay. It's crazy. It's really massive. And so she's sending me all these places and I'm like, okay, now these places, the layout is kind of similar to what I have now, except for it doesn't have the place that you guys see, like all of this, the extra space doesn't have that. So literally you would walk in, my place downstairs would look exactly the same, but I would just have a small bedroom upstairs. And I'm like, I have to have the studio, because how else am I going to bring y'all all this stuff? Huh? How else am I going to bring y'all all this goodness? Okay. Nope. Got to have a studio. Got to have an office. We finally find a place that is, it has a lot of potential. It looks okay, but it also has a lot of potential. Some things that I didn't like about it. I'm just like, okay, we keep looking around. And the Holy Spirit was like, but I told you I want you here. I was like, ain't no harm in looking though, Lord. I mean, just in case there's an alternative. He was like, are you going to do this? Are you going to trust me all the way to this point? And then you're going to try and tell me that you want to find some alternatives? He was like, either you're in or you're out. I was like, all right, fine. I'm in. I had my business partner go and look at the apartment during the day. And I had my best friend go back with my business partner a few days later and look at the place at night. Because I don't ever, especially for my single ladies, don't ever get an apartment without checking out what the atmosphere and the environment is like at night. Okay. Safety first, boo. Safety. Okay. You got to be safe. I'm just saying. Make sure you check during the day and at night what the place looks like. And so that's exactly what we did. And so I decided, I was like, you know what? The Holy Spirit already told me to get it. He already told me to get it. So why are you playing? If he is giving me favor with this place, not to mention the space is the biggest that we've seen with all the other places, what's the problem? So I'm sitting here trying to negotiate back and forth. Y'all, let me tell you something. I didn't even have to negotiate the price. The price that they quoted was 200 RMB more than what they actually quoted my business partner. And I was like, did you negotiate for that? She was like, no, they just dropped the price. I was like, see, not only is the place bigger than my space now, not only is it bigger, but it's 400 RMB cheaper. And it is across the street from my business partner. And and it's in a prime location where I can get to almost everything. Okay, my steps really are ordered. I'm just going to walk the steps. If my steps are ordered, let me just go ahead and get this right here. I'm going to do what he told me to do. So we negotiate other parts. And I changed my flight. I said, okay, I'm coming the 30th. I'm going to stay in a hotel that's in the area of the apartment early on the 31st. Let's meet with the owner, sign the contract, pay everything, good to go. That's the plan. So I said, but I have so much stuff here. I would like for my belongings to arrive around the same time as I do, if not on the same day. Hold on, y'all. I'm still talking about the dangers of playing small. Give me 1 second. I need to plug up my computer because I have got to share this with you and I can't let the story end. Okay? I cannot let this thing die without me sharing everything with you. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. Plug it up. All right, we good. Because this thing would be done died on us. Okay? You need to hear this. So, I'm arriving. You gotta hear the goodness because these are the rewards of playing, not playing small, making sure that we're not here to play. The moment you tell God yes, the moment you say, okay, I'm no longer going to play small, that's the moment when things begin to shift. So again, remember, I was planning to leave on the 14th. Now we done moved until the end of the year. So I tell the lady who says she needed to move on the 30th. I said, okay, well, we can do that. I said, I will hand over the keys on the 30th to you. You can move in. I'm going to go ahead to the airport, take my flight. Good morning, Sugarfoot. Take my flight and arrive late in the evening to my new city, go to the hotel, get a good night's rest, wake up in the morning, time for business. But I said, listen, I want my belongings to arrive when I get there. So my Chinese teacher, I am learning Chinese, by the way. My Chinese teacher has become a really good friend of mine. And so she's calling around to help me find the people who can ship my things for me. And it turns out she's like, oh, we have one in the building. Turns out it's the guy who delivers me my packages all the time. When I tell y'all, I might have a problem that I'm going to work on in 2022. But I just be buying stuff that I feel like I really want and need. He saw me. He was like, oh, yeah, I know you. I have your phone number. I was like, yeah, I do hear from you a lot. His wife was like, yeah, we be messaging you when it's time for us to give you packages. So I said, hey, I'm moving and I want my things to be shipped before me. How long will it take? And they said right now, because the pandemic we got the Omicron, variant and all of this foolishness. So they said it's probably going to take between 5 to 7 days. I was like, 5 to 7 days? Golly. So I'm like, okay. I bought boxes from them, got some bags. And so that's why people were packing for me yesterday while I was still teaching, while I was working. So they, between my Chinese teacher, me and the Express people, we decide that on Christmas Eve, because, they don't celebrate Christmas here like that anyway. So on Christmas Eve, they're going to come to pick up all of my belongings and ship them out so that by the time I arrive to my new city, my belongings will meet me there. Now, I'm speaking by faith because at this time, I haven't paid a deposit. I haven't told them, I haven't told the owner whether or not I was going to get the place or any of that stuff. I just said, okay, well, I will send you my address next week. And they're like, okay, no problem. I just love my life right now, okay? So I love it. If I wasn't living it, I'd be like, this is not really happening. Everything goes really quickly. Okay. We negotiate talking about a deposit because I'm like, I don't want to pay if I'm not there. I need to see the place, blah, blah, blah. God works everything out. Boom. Good. He was like, I told you you're going to be there. So let me work out the details and all of that. I said, okay, God, do your thing. I take my hands off of it. Bloop. I'm done. You do your thing. So we got my ticket, moved up, paid less. Okay. Not even when I tell y'all the amount of money that I paid to change this ticket was just like, there's no way that should even be possible, but whatever. We'll take it. Thank you, Lord. Got that done. I got my boxes, started packing. All of this is during finals, by the way, at 2 universities. If you're exhausted or drained yet, let me know. 2 universities, my full-time university and my part-time university. All of this is happening at the same time. This is why every single day I've had to do breathing exercises and take it one step at a time, one project at a time, one assignment at a time. Okay. All of this is happening. Not to mention Christmas is coming up, and I'm having a big, huge last Christmas in Dalian Christmas dinner and party here. And so they said, okay, we'll come on the 24th, Friday. Yeah, we'll come and we'll take all your. So all of my stuff, including my recording gear, is going to be packed up and shipped off so that when I get to my new city, my stuff can either be there on the same day or meet me there the next day. Yeah. So this week is a busy week for me because I got to make sure that I have content and videos that are prepared and ready. I got to make sure, I got to make sure that stuff keeps going, even in the process of transition. Okay. We can't just stop producing in a transition. Okay. Hey, Team TLA, you can't just stop producing in transition. You got to find a way to keep going. Find a way to remember what I told you. The dangers of playing small is you when you hide and it comes time for you to be revealed and you want people to see you. Nobody's looking for you because you were hidden all this time. But I'm here now. You see me. You going to keep seeing me. Okay? Big. B-I-G. That's what it is for me. Okay? Got everything together. Told my landlord, he says, he said, as soon as we sign the contract, as soon as me and the new lady sign the contract, he said, not only am I going to give you your deposit back, but I'm going to give you half of the rent that you pay. I'm not frozen. I'm just pausing. I'm not frozen. I'm just pausing. Huh? I'm not frozen, boo. I'm just pausing. So I'm glad it's a timely word for you, boo. I'm not frozen. I'm just pausing so you can feel the impact. He said, not only am I going to give you your deposit back, but I'm going to give you half the month's rent back because you only stand for half of the time. I said, God bless you, sir. Give me all the money. God bless you. Do y'all know? Are you ready for this? Can I tell you? If I can tell you what I want to tell you, tell me I can tell you. Tell me in the comments that I can tell you what I want to tell you, because what I want to tell you is going to. Can I tell you? I'm going to tell you anyway. Okay. Yes, honey, you got to keep going in the midst of transition. Huh? My mama said, what did he say? Y'all, I love my mama so much. The money that I am getting back. Oof. My God, today. The money that I'm getting back from my deposit and the half month's rent covers my new apartment rent plus the agency fee that needs to be paid on the day that I signed the contract, which will be the 31st. So I'm not having to scramble around or dig or trying to find extra money because I got my money from my deposit. I got all of that stuff. I don't have to try to scramble around and do all, because the money that I'm getting covers all of that. And y'all not ready for this one. And I'm still going to have some left over. And I got overflow. I got extra. Okay. When you play small, you forfeit big. I cannot say this enough. When you play small, you forfeit big. Stop being afraid of big simply because you don't know what big entails. When I told God, all right, I'm ready to go big. I'm so ready to go big right now. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how I feel about it because it's actually a little bit scary, but let's just do it. If I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I'm so glad I took the risk. But I'm tired of playing small because playing small will keep you small. How in the world do you expect to have a big destiny and a big purpose when you're too busy playing small? Sorry, I snapped. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I snapped. I snapped for a second, okay? Let me tell you something. Ooh-wee. Let me tell you. Then he said, okay, well, we'll talk about it when we sign the contract. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem, no problem. Now, again, y'all realize my timeline, everything has been smushed together. Right around Christmas time and the end of the year. We were trying to wait until January 14th for all of this to happen. Me, myself, and we were trying to wait till things kind of calmed down. And the Lord was like, nah, I need you to end this year in this city. I need you to be done with it because all the newness that I have for you, I need you to start it as soon as the year. Stop trying to hang on to old when I'm trying to put you in a new. Nope, you got to go. You got to go. And so I'm like, okay, God, all right, that's fine. Y'all, today they decided that they want to sign the contract, the new contract on the 23rd. 23rd, like tomorrow. I mean, it's in a few days, but it feels like tomorrow. I said, oh, y'all ready to sign the contract? All right, okay, all right. That's fine. Y'all moving fast. I have been saying that I was like, God, are you trying to give me, catch all of it. I said, God, yeah, exactly. I said, God, are you trying to give me a glimpse of what 2022 is going to be like? Are you trying to give me a glimpse of my life going so fast that I'm be like, okay, Lord, the only way I'm going to make this thing right now is if I take your hand and walk with you. Because right now you're going so fast. All right. We're getting a little whiplash right now. Okay. You tell me which way to go so I don't break my neck. Y'all, this turtleneck look like a cast, don't it? I'm sorry. Look, Lord, you gotta tell me what's up. Because if 2022 is about to be like everything, boom, 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 business, boom, boom. Business, boom, boom. Y'all know the rest of listen, y'all think I'm playing. Okay. All of everything and above for 2022. I am open. I am open to receive it. And I think that that's all God wanted me to do. And I think that maybe that's all that God wants you to do. If you're listening to this, if you're watching it right now, whether live or on the replay, could it be that he's just trying to get you to stop playing small, to get you to the point to where you are open to receive big, to where you are open to be big? Could it be? Because as soon as I said yes, and I stopped stressing and stopped trying to control how things was working, because I was like, okay, Lord, now I got to do this. And then I realized I was like, I ain't got to do nothing but trust and do my part. That's all I got to do. Do my part and trust God to do his. And when I tell you that everything has been working together for the good of this one right here who loves the Lord and is called according to the purpose that he has for me in 2022. Y'all, this is no joke. We're moving on up. We're moving on up and out in less than 2 weeks. Y'all, everything is just happening so fast. Seriously. It's just moving so fast. She said the message at church yesterday was, I believe. Listen here. I believe that 2022, I just listen. And if I had to endure everything in 2021 just to get to 2022, then it was worth it. I'm telling you, you got to put a demand and an expectation on what you want to see happen. And just understand that life will happen at the same time. At the same time. And no matter what happens, when life happens, that you still got to keep your perspective and your expectation on high. Life will come to chop down your expectation. Life will come to chop down your hope. Don't let it. Don't let it. It might gnaw away at it, but don't let it chop it down. Be like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. This thing right here, this is real. Because I understand that God is calling me to something bigger, and I can't receive it if my expectation shrinks. Things happen to us so often to where we have big expectations, and then they shrink. Maybe we call it having, going back now and having realistic expectations. That's fine. If you have to come back to the drawing board and tweak and tailor and all of that stuff is perfectly fine. But what you have to remember is that just because you have to be realistic with your expectations, it doesn't mean that you have to be realistic with your faith. I'm not realistic with my faith. And I know there's probably some Bible scholars that are listening and they might have something to say about that, but say what you want to say, honey. My faith is so unrealistic. It's ridiculous. Okay. I got some real crazy things that I be talking about. It's talking about, we're going to do this in faith. And then why do I act surprised when it actually happens? He'd be like, girl, then you prophesied this. Why are you acting surprised? That's how God be talking to me. He be like, why are you surprised? You literally, you prophesied for, you prayed for me. You prayed to me about this and you prophesied that this would happen. And you sit over here acting all surprised. Girl, you're crazy. You don't have to be realistic with your faith. Faith is the substance of things we hope for, the evidence of things not seen. If it's realistic, I can see it. If it's unrealistic, I can't see it yet, but I will, because it is the evidence of things that I'm hoping for. Listen, I'm moving. My goal is to have this entire place packed and ready, except for things that I will need to keep with me for like the Christmas party and things like that. Y'all, I sold some things, only things that's too heavy for me to take with me. Okay. Now all of this other stuff, y'all know I ain't selling none of this. I'm taking my shelves down. Y'all, we had people mount that up. Okay. I got to take my shelves down. I'm doing all this stuff because I'm taking it with me. Okay. I invested in this stuff right here. I hand painted these things rose gold so that they could fit my brand. All of this stuff, we taking it. We are taking it. And what we cannot, oh, y'all, I just can't wait till y'all see the new place, all of it. Woo! This is one of the reasons why this and a few other, my godfather says I have steroid faith. It's funny. He does say that often. This is one of the reasons why this is my last live stream for 2021. I did mention that in the very beginning. This is my last live stream for 2021 because one practice that I want to start with my business now, okay? One practice that I want to start with my business now is the fact that at the end of the year and at the beginning of the year, I take off a 2-week vacation. A 2-week vacation, okay? So the end of 2021 and the first week of 2022, I'm taking off. Okay. I'm not gone. See, this is communication, right? I'm telling you now. I'm not gone. I'm not disappearing. Okay. Y'all still may see like a Happy New Year post, of course, but as far as doing live streams and even the last week of this year and the first week of next year, yes, ma'am. You will meet me the second week of 2022. I won't have a podcast. Now I do have a podcast episode for this week. Okay. But I won't have one for next week in the first week of January. I am learning balance. When you trust God and then you do your part by hustling, you need to remember to rest. And y'all, this entire month and last month has been so crazy for me. I have not had a moment to rest. So I'm taking my rest in my new place. I am finishing this thing strong and I'm taking my rest in my new place. And part of my resting is going to be taking care of all the beauty that God has given me that he has put in my care and my trust. And listen, when I come back, I'm excited. It's going to be beautiful. I'm going to be well rested. So that's why this live stream was a bit longer, because I had to share with you the goodness of the Lord. He is moving me. He is moving me so that I no longer am surrounded by small. This is my fault. Small is your fault. When you decide to play small, that's your fault. Remember the 3 things that I told you about playing small again. I'm going to put them back up. First thing is, God didn't create you to be small so you can fit the status quo. He called you to be big. He didn't tell you to be small. He did not. He didn't tell you to be small, so why? The second thing is, playing small will delay finding your passion and your purpose in life by not developing your greatest potential. You are not going to develop into the leader in your industry. You are not going to be, none of that. None of that if you don't get it together. Stop playing small. And the last thing is, y'all, this thing right here. When you play small, you stay small in the eyes of people who met the small you. When you play small, you do stay small in the eyes of the people who met you, and you can't be upset with them. You can't be upset with them and be like, oh, you treat me this way. You don't understand. You don't see the new me. You don't see who I become. And they were like, but that's not who I met. So that's not who I met. I met the small you. That's who I relate to. So you can't get upset with people. So right now, what you need to do is take the pledge. Take the vow that you are no longer going to play small. Take the vow that from this moment forward, you're going to be big. We don't play big. We become big. We develop into big. We grow into big. We play small because that's our that little piece of pride a little bit. That's that insecurity as well. That's that fear. I don't know about you, but 2022, we have no time to play small, or else you're going to find yourself in the danger zone. You are going to find yourself in the danger zone. So are you taking the pledge? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. I need to know. Let me know in the comments right now. Are you going to play small or are you going big? What's up? If you're going big, type in all caps. Big, 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 big. If you're going to stay small, play small, be small, then go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead right there. Y'all, I'm laughing at all. I'm laughing at Team TLA right now. Team TLA is probably catching up on the parts where I said in 2022 I'm getting everything that I was supposed to have. She talking about something makes me think about dating. Well, if the Lord see fit, he knows my size. Honey, my size is big. If the Lord sees fit, he knows my size. This ain't no one size fit all, honey. This is not no one size fit all. You hear me? How the country people say, you heard me. This is not one size fit all, honey. Big. He knows my size. My size is big. My size is big. My life is big. My dreams are big. Whew. My bank accounts are big. My business is big. My marriage is big. I'm not going to have no big babies, though. No. Let's dial it back some. Let's come back. Let's come back a little bit. Let's bring it back. All right. I got y'all saying big, big. I will be big. Please be big. And after you be big, the only thing we can do is be bigger, become better. He knows my size is big. Y'all crazy. I love it. I love it. And I love you. Of course, I will say for me when I would show up for you. And that made me want to continue to show up for you. And in 2022, let me tell y'all something. Don't be stingy. When y'all see all these new people, because they are coming. They're coming. They've been looking for me. I was just nowhere to be found. But next year, when I tell you I'm going to be all over I'm popping up all over the place, they're going to find me. And y'all got to share. But I still need y'all to pop up and come on, keep the conversation live and going. Some of y'all might even have to be moderators in case some people say some crazy stuff. You're like, we don't talk like that in this. We don't talk like that on these live streams. Okay. You might have to be moderators. Since you started out in the beginning, I dub the moderators. Okay. She said, you have been amazing in 2021. I can only imagine what 2022 looks like. Big. That's all I can say. It looks big. It feels big. It sounds big. It is big. It's really big. And I pray the same is true for you. I pray the same is true for you. Rise up and be leaders in your field. Rise up and develop the leader that is within you. I want to see you succeed. I really do, because you've been rocking with me. So I pray that you just continue to do wondrous works. I pray that your Christmas is great. I pray also, I hope that we are mindful of people who have lost loved ones during the holiday season, or even at some point this year. At some point this year, they have lost people that they love. And so the holidays may be a season of grief for them. Let us remember them. Let us keep them in our prayers. But also, don't let it stop you from sharing the joy and the love and the cheer that you have with your family and your friends that are alive. Let us cherish the ones that we have while we have them. Let us pray for those who have lost the ones that they had. And let us continue to move forward into the next year, promising that we'll be big. I love you all so much, and I will see you in 2022.